Welcome to another edition of Hires Talks. I'm your host, Adam Hires. I help mortgage loan officers double their income while reducing their hours. Are you tired of doing just 5 loans a month, 10 loans a month? You want to do 10, 15, and 20 loans a month and not work past 40 hours and not spend a ton of money on ad spend? Give me a call. Let's have a conversation. Let's get you where you want to go. Listen, as I talk to loan officers all the time, they don't realize they can have both. They can have a life and they can have the income. It's not one or the other. You can have both. So let's make that possible. And give me a call, 859-302-2641. You can email me at adam@hirescoaching.com. And you can go to hirescoaching.com and get one of these 12-week playbooks. For you mortgage loan officers, I have a huge power-packed edition coming out just for you. So some more stuff in store. So, all right, so let's get into our podcast of the day. So if you are not a mortgage loan officer, tune in. Don't tune out, because we got some good stuff to dive into today to help your day. If you're a mortgage loan officer, you definitely need this as well, so you can double that income and start owning your day. So we're going to talk about the morning routine. Oh man, Adam, I got a morning routine. Do you? Do you really? Are you asking yourself the right questions? We're going to dive into that. So let's uncover some things that may be hurting you in your daily activities that can, just not let you be the best version of yourself. So we go into sports all the time. I ain't got no sports. I'm just going to skip it today because I am tired of sports not being around. It's killing me, Smalls. That's a good movie, by the way. I love that movie. Killing Me, Smalls. I got a shirt, Killing Me, Smalls. It's when I went out a couple times, people were just got a good reaction to it. But Killing Me, Smalls. Remember to download this 12-week transformation book at hirescoaching.com. Free, and got a lot more coming out. And so this is not all there is to my coaching. I can tell you there is a lot more to dive into, but this will get you started and help you with your day. So the big thing is we want to talk about the morning routine. What I can tell you is that every top producer that I know, mortgage industry, real estate, car sales, just a business leader, entrepreneur, all those have a strict morning routine, and they don't let people, let them deviate from it. They just don't deviate from it. And so we talked about it on the last podcast. I got some great shirts coming out. No choice, growth, legacy, impact, no choice. And this is one of those parts, like giving yourself no choice into your morning routine, because when you give yourself choice not to do this, you're going to limit your income, you're going to limit your impact, you're going to limit your growth, and you're going to limit your legacy. So let's make sure that this is dialed in and you start off the day correct. So this morning was great. The gyms were finally open this morning. They're open on Monday, I should say. So I did a workout here. By the way, you have to check it out right here in my home gym right behind me. Did some work outside as well. 42 Lines Creative. They came out, filmed it, did some squats and all that. So if you're somebody that wants to grow your business, you need to be in great shape and, follow me along my journey to get even better shape. But I was able to go to the gym this morning got up at 4:47 a.m. as usual and got to the gym at 5:15, busted out a good hour workout, and it was just invigorating. So that goes into the morning routine, right? So there's 5 questions you need to ask yourself, each day. And so life is about questions, asking yourself the right questions. I tell you right now, like with everything going on, all the news and the media and everything else and all the stuff that is driving people insane right now, they need to ask themselves the right questions, right? Like if people just ask themselves the right questions, it would probably feed into their day and realize, hey, listen, is this something I want to take on? Is this going to help my day? Is it going to hinder my day? How is this going to serve me? If we just ask ourselves the right questions, if people just did that on a constant basis, they would have it would be a huge impact to them, and they would perform differently, and they would act differently. They would post on social media differently, all those things. So asking yourself the right questions is always what you need to do. We talk about it 1 and 2 layers below it. Just don't just react to stuff. And what I can tell you is most people go through their day and they just react. Mortgage loan officers are horrible, because I'm going to pick on our industry. It's horrible for you just reacting. Realtor calls you, you react. They're, oh my gosh, they're asking me about the appraisal. I need to react. I need to answer that right now. Okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh my gosh. And they're just frantic the whole day, which makes them ADD. So ADD runs rampant. And I can tell you, my ADD ran rampant. So I got in the mortgage industry 4 years ago. I think I had some ADD going on before I got in this business. And then about a year or so in, I was like, wow, I've got to get control of this. Because everything just hits you, and you're just reacting. And before you know it, you have no control of your day. Have you ever out there think about your day? Are you letting your day control you? You're controlling your day. Are you feeling like you're ADD and you can't keep focus on anything? Well, I can tell you, it has to start with your morning routine and the questions you ask yourself and how you're going to set up your day, because otherwise you will go into ADD overload and just react to every single thing and start from behind. What I can tell you before we get into 5 questions is you have to get up a little earlier, okay, than you probably are used to. If you're getting up early now, you may be out there, hey, listen, I get up at 4:47 a.m. and I am giving to myself before I'm trying to give to others. And I posted a video this morning after the gym. What I can tell you is this: it's impossible. I want you to listen to this. It is impossible to treat somebody better than you treat yourself. Now, there's there's a book by Brene Brown talking about, authenticity. And she was even talking about mothers that would say, I love my kids so much, I love them more than I love myself. And she's like, that's actually not even true. It's not even true that you love your kids more than you love yourself. You love them as much. You love people as much. Even in the Bible, it says, love thy neighbor as thyself. It doesn't say more. And what I can tell you is that you can't love somebody or treat somebody better than you're treating yourself. So the ones that are treating themselves badly are treating other people bad. If you're treating your team bad, it's because you're not treating your good self well. And so you have to treat yourself well to make sure that you are giving back to other people. So that's something to really highly consider. Getting up early, investing in yourself is going to help you invest in others. It's going to, if you're just doing it for solely a business reason to make more money, it will make you more money, because you're going to start from ahead. When you start from behind, it is absolutely horrid. And I just talked about the ADD. All of a sudden you're just reacting all day instead of responding and controlling your day. So that's what I want to say. First of all, is just get up early. Okay. And this morning routine is going to be a part of that early rise. You have to get up earlier. Now I'm not saying you have to get up at 4:47 a.m. Okay. I'm certainly not saying that, but try getting up a half an hour early. Try to get up an hour earlier than you normally do. Do something physical, stuff like that. Get up earlier than you're normally used to, and that will help your day. If you're already doing that, great job. Still listen in, tune in, and think about some of these questions. But if you're not doing that, you have to start there. And we talk about no choice. Can't wait till those shirts come this week. I'm going to be wearing those all the time, because it's absolutely something that you have to embrace. And that is, setting an alarm across the room and getting up like 4:47. I want to shut off my alarm too, but I have to get up and walk my butt across the room to get my alarm. And guess what? Now the no choice is already active, and I'm going to get up. So do whatever you have to do to get up early. So the 5 questions you have to ask yourself. 1, where will I get my energy from? I've talked about energy all the time, and I will continue to pound this. on lots of podcasts and lessons, and now if I'm coaching you, energy is life. Like, you have to breathe energy into yourself and breathe energy into others. You can't have business be successful without energy. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to have energy. You have to displace energy to other people. You have to be an energy source. If you're not an energy source, I can tell you, ain't nobody as a mortgage loan officer. Do you think real estate agents want to send your business to an energy drainer just because you know mortgages better than anybody else? No, they could give a crap less what you know till you know how much you care, right? It's a great quote. But you have to give them energy, right? So what's some of the ways you can give yourself energy? For me, and I think this goes across the board, we talked about it, workout. You have to do something physical. Out of the gates, do something physical. It doesn't have to be something crazy. I'm over there trying to, lift huge weights sometimes. We got me back here in the gym. I'm going back to my powerlifting days and trying to take you through some of that, and squats and deadlifts and all that. Trying to push that, which is, I love it. It's definitely giving me energy because I'm like, okay, now I'm more laser focused on that, and it's feeding into other parts of my business. But listen, you don't have to do that. You don't have to squat and deadlift huge. It may be running, and maybe you're walking at a brisk pace, and maybe you're doing jumping jacks, and maybe you're doing burpees. Whatever you like to do, it's just like I will say it a lot of times is, the best training advice I can give to someone, the best is do what you believe, right? Do what you believe in. So if you believe in running, that's the best thing for you, and that's what you love to do, run. But you need to do something active, something to get the blood flowing. It's going to give you energy. It's literal energy. You're going to get endorphins. You're going to feel better. So that's number one. You have to get out of the gates, and you have to create some energy out of working out. Meditation. And I tell you, this is one of those guys and gals, again, I've said it before. It's like, oh man, it's foo-foo. I don't need to do that. Man, for me, again, I'm this, powerlifter, alpha male type of guy, and man, I'm just trying to charge through walls, and I'm very kinesthetic in the languaging I have, and I'm like, boom, let's just go. Let's go run through a wall. You're like, this guy's talking about meditation. But I can tell you, meditation has really helped me over time. And it's been a more recent thing that I started doing. It's very difficult for me to do, but it absolutely gives you energy, because what's it do? It calms you down into a good state to have a level head, and you're serene. So then your energy levels are at a more stable pace all day. Very, very important. Prayer. Listen, I'm not going to go into what religion. Okay. You can choose. This is what religion you have. And I'm not going to go into that because, I definitely don't want to push that on you. But I do believe you have to have a higher power of thinking something is a higher power than you, and you're not the only thing that exists. So some type of prayer is really good to get those thoughts out, and I think it's very, very good. Education. So do something that's going to educate you. Oftentimes, and listen, I can go off a tangent about news. That's not education, okay? It's not education. Is that feeding into your energy level or taking away? And I can tell you, I call it depression TV. Literally, I've called it for years, depression TV. More than ever, it's depression TV. All it does is make you bad. Now, well, I need to know about social issues, and I need to do all this. Well, good. Take your 15 minutes at some point and listen to that, or probably read the articles you need to read and get out, right? Don't let it take from your energy, but put something into your day with education, real education. It could be whatever you're struggling with that day, whatever you're struggling with that week, that month, that year, you just struggle with. It could be a myriad of things. Listen to a podcast. Doesn't have to be mine as well. It could be someone that's really going to feed into your mind, your spirit, something that's going to educate you and give you a wealth of knowledge you can take, and a nugget you can take with you through the day. It can be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, read 10 pages. If you just say, hey, I'm just going to commit to this little 10 pages a day, that's going to add up over time. You know, if you're not a reader, whatever you're doing, if you're going to the office, instead of listening to, you know, death metal music and getting all upset and charged up for the day, maybe you listen to, you know, a good podcast, a good Audible. That's going to educate you. That's definitely going to feed into your energy. So you have to do that. You have to educate yourself every single day. Number two on the questions you need to ask yourself is, what can I get excited about today? What can I get excited about today? That's very simplistic, but so often overlooked, especially in business aspects. We just we just say, okay, we got to do X, Y, and Z. This is what we have to do. But we forget somewhere along the line, we don't get excited. You know, we don't get excited. And so here's what I can tell you too. So I was thinking about my business, and I was really growing and doing really well in mortgages. And you think about this, you're a mortgage loan officer as well, and if any other business. But you know, I'll speak to the mortgage loan officers directly. Is I was closing a lot of deals, and I remember I used to celebrate with my clients, and you know, off the bat, because I didn't have so many clients. And then as I started getting so many clients, and you know, cleared closes were just like happening. When I look back and I said, what am I doing better than I did last year? And I had all this stuff I was doing better. And it's like, what do I not doing as well? One of the things I uncovered was simply, I'm not getting as excited as I used to. I don't get as excited for my clients as I used to. Just don't get excited in general. So it's like, can I get excited today? So if you're going to close a deal, hey man, think about how much excitement they're going to have for closing their home, or how much excitement you can have, and think about how that can, back to number one, give them energy, give you energy, and just light up people's world, right? Like, think about that. So what can you get excited about? It can be very simplistic. For example, so I last night I was kind of tired. I was like, you know, I had that thoughts creep in my mind. Man, maybe I don't need to get up at 4:47 a.m. I'm going to go to the gym, and I haven't went to the actual gym in a long time because obviously coronavirus. I've been back in my little space here, and I don't know. I started talking myself out of it, and I do a little bit of cardio. A lot of times I lift later, but I was like, well, I'm going to lift and do cardio, or do a little warm up, and then lift in the morning, early in the morning. And so I simply thought, okay, well, I'm having a hard time getting excited, right, about getting up. And I thought, well, I need to eat something a little bit before I go lift. And because I need to, because I'm going to get there and then all of a sudden I'm going to be hungry and it's not going to be as good lifts. And I need to have something if I'm going to actually lift some weights. So I simply got excited in the morning about eating some eggs. I know that sounds simplistic and like silly, right? It sounds silly. Like, oh, you got excited about eating eggs? I was like, yeah, I was just excited. Like and I walked myself through getting up, getting my shoes on. I was excited to put my nice shoes on. I was like, oh man, I got my shoes, my Rock shoes here, the Rock, I love them. And I'm going to put those shoes on. I got them right there. Those are going to feel comfortable. And then I'm going to go in my kitchen, and then I'm going to, after I kind of get ready and put my clothes on and brush my teeth and all that, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make a little bit of breakfast. And I got excited about that. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm great. I'm good. And I actually woke up before my alarm excited. I actually woke up before my alarm at 4:47 and excited. So you think about little things and you're saying, well, that's crazy. I wouldn't get excited about that. Well, maybe you won't, but think about what you can get excited about. Think about what in your day you can get excited about. I get excited. I'm like, well, I got this podcast. I'm excited about the podcast. So great. And then you take that little bit of energy and it takes you through the day. So what can you get excited about? So think about that. Number 3, what will make me feel accomplished today? So we kind of talked about that, I think, a lot last podcast, but it's worth reiterating. In a morning routine is working backwards. Like, what is going to make you feel accomplished? Now, this could be a really nice, fluffy answer to where you're like, man, I'm going to feel good if I treat them such a way and they make me feel this. It can be a lot of different emotions, right? And emotion is a huge a huge thing that can move the needle and make you do the things that you don't want to do normally. So, obviously tying these into emotion is going to really, really affect your day and make you do the things that you normally wouldn't want to do. And so it's all in reprogram yourself. I'm studying neuro-linguistic programming, doing a workbook. I've studied it before, going back, and I'm always trying to, reprogram the mind, because we always have to reprogram our mind and help others reprogram their mind into positive thoughts. And another book I was reading, that's a dodgeball reference. The book, read in a book, is it's just don't say stupid stuff out loud, right? Like there's so much stuff we can do to reprogram our mind. So when you're asking yourself what is going to make you feel accomplished that day, really try to reprogram your mind and how you're going to feel. What's going to make you feel accomplished that day? It could be very specific, or it could be a little more fluff and have that real feeling behind it. It's where you are in the moment. So what works for you one day may not work for you the next day. That's the key thing to think about this morning routine too. You have set parameters you're kind of going by and ask yourself questions, but the answers may differ, and what you're getting excited about may differ. Your workout may differ. All that stuff may differ, but you have the questions that you're asking, okay? And number 4, I posed it as just not a question, but it's what I say all the time. It's go be someone's hero today. And what does that mean? So people are like, what does that mean? I remember I've got through speeches and, and they're like, what does that mean? And I have shirts and go be someone's hero today. That's not about saving someone from a burning building, which obviously that is huge. And that's definitely being someone's hero. There's such heroes out there every single day that are saving lives. Firefighters, police officers, EMTs, even social workers, all the way down to, doctors and all that. So the people are saving lives. So they're definitely heroes, right? Mental health professionals, definitely saving some lives. But what does that mean? Go be someone's hero today. Simply where you're at that day, how can you make someone's life better? And you can literally write somebody's name down and say, this is the person I'm going to push into today. It's a client. Yesterday when I was talking to them, they seemed down. My teammate seemed down yesterday. Or, hey, they've been doing really well. I want to pour into them today. How can you be someone's hero? If you just write that down and you say, okay, this is who I'm going to be a hero to today. It could be one. At least I would put at least one, no more than probably 3, and just really push into those 3 that day, 1 to 3. So put that in. So whose hero can you be? So go be someone's hero today is a hashtag that I always put a lot of times on my videos, because it's just about trying to help someone. It could be simply, you're somewhere and you're just like, man, your hair looks really nice, and they may just make that woman's day feel like, just charged up, right? It could be little things, but obviously our words matter. And what are the 3 big rocks you need to move today? A lot of times people are like, and loan officers out there, listen, loan officers, listen, you mess up all the time, and I messed up all the time. And this is not like, one of those where I'm just throwing rocks back at you on the three rocks and saying you don't do stuff right, because I've always done this right, because I've messed up all the time. And the biggest thing where people are like, well, I don't understand how you do that many loans, or I don't know how I understand how you do it in such a small time. So you're basically doing it part-time and doing, I'm going to do like 35 loans or 40 loans, I think, this month. And it's like, well, how do you do that? And working almost part-time, because you're doing coaching and everything else. And it's like, well, the first thing is I know the big rocks I have to move that day. And you keep that at the top of the list. And that's what you move. And that's what you concentrate on. And we talked about it earlier in the segment of having this ADD and the day's controlling you. You have to control your day. And how you do that is you say, okay, these are the 3 things I like. Those are the big rocks I have to move. I have to close this deal. I have to make this relationship tighter. I have to make sure this is approvable. like whatever you're doing, you have to, like, the big rocks that day have to remain the big rocks, and you have to crush those. Everything else kind of falls into its place, and everything has a time and a place. So when you say, well, Adam, how are you going to double my income? How are you going to make, get me from 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 loans and work 40 hours a week? I'm working 60 to do 10 loans. Well, one way is concentrate on the big rocks. Now, there's a lot of stuff behind this, and coaching over time gets you to realize what those big rocks are and realize how you can really screw up your mindset by some of the things you allow in your business and to deter you. And after a while, you're kind of like Teflon. You just, stuff that bounces off you. And it's funny because as I talk to coaching clients, they're like, how the heck does that happen? That, or they think like everything's rosy petals. I'm like, no, I just had some stuff go on just earlier. I'm like, it's cool. I know that I'm doing everything I can. I know my team's doing everything I can. I made the correct calls. I moved the big rocks. And listen, it's going to be fine. At 99% of the time, things work out. And so with knowing the big rocks ahead of time, as you do your day, is going to keep you concentrated on those things that you need to do. I need the big rock. Maybe I've got to reach out to 30 real estate agents today. And I've got to have, got to call them. I've got to call my selling agent on every one of these deals and make freaking like friends with these people. I got to, whatever you got to do, and you determine that within your day. Coaching can certainly narrow those down and make sure that you're doing the big rocks, but you have to know the three rocks, right? That's simple. So listen, you have to own your day. You have to own your day. You have to come out of the gate strong. None of these work unless the number one thing works, which is energy, because you can't move your rocks without energy. You can't be someone's hero without energy. You can't get excited without some energy, right? None of these things can happen without energy. You have to come out of the gate strong with energy. And tell you that negative thoughts and negative speaking is 7 times, this is actual scientific proof, 7 times more damaging than positive thoughts are being positive. 7 times more. You can't say stupid crap out loud. Okay? You can't keep listening to country music that their dog left you all day, okay? And all this bad stuff, and listen to news all day and think that you're going to own your day. You can't do it. It can't happen. You won't own your day. It will own you. You won't have the energy level. You won't be able to do these things. You won't have the correct conversation. Well, how does that get me from 5 to 10 or 15, 20 loans a month in mortgages? All that stuff adds up. Like negative energy could be costing you 5 deals a month right now and costing you an extra 10, 20 hours a week. Like, you got to think about those things. You have got to own your day and stop letting stuff deter you from your goal. Like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about today to get up and grind and go at it? And it's not about, again, the grinding is not about doing 60 and 80 hours a week. The grind's about doing it when you're supposed to do it and doing it in such a succinct way that you can crush it and get out and spend time and energy on other things, family, relationships, other things you could do. Listen, if you're out there and you're a loan officer and you're doing 5 loans a month and you're struggling and you don't know whether you can make more income or you don't think you can do it and live a life, or you're tired of spending Zillow, $3,000, $5,000 of Zillow or whatever ad spend for real estate agents or whatever, like, let's talk. Let's get you to 10 and 20 loans a month. Let's get you in 40 hours or less and not have ad spend. Like, let's dive in. Let's get you where you need to go. This right here will start. This is a start of it, but listen, let's finish it off. Download my 12-week transformation at hirerscoaching.com, free, and I got a lot more in store for you loan officers especially. That's who I help specifically. loan officers crush their business, crush their life. And you got to tune in each week to my lifting, and hopefully you can get some big energy off there. I'm going to get bigger, stronger, faster, and just keep crushing business. And it's helping me have such energy level to feed back to you, to give to you, to be able to be the best version of myself, so I can be the best version as a coach for you. So dive in there. Let's crush it together. Let's have some fun. Remember, loan officers, limited risk equals limited income. Business owners, entrepreneurs, limited risk equals limited income, okay? Put yourself in no choice situation for a legacy, impact, and growth.